I want to say welcome, everybody. Welcome to my Brown Spade family. Welcome to new visitors to the Brown Spade channel. Before we begin, I want to give a special shout out to my girl Stephanie King. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you. I also want to give a shout out to the new subscriber, Lil Pump. Thank you. I appreciate you for subscribing. Please pass on and share my content with others. I also want to give a shout out to Cal Carter, Mr. Cal Carter. Thank you for also becoming a subscriber. And anyone that already subscribed, I haven't seen your name yet. When I see your name, I definitely will give you a shout out. So I just want to give those shout outs first. And I also want to give a shout out to my boy Cashapp for allowing me on this platform last night. We had a ball. It was 2 hours long. It was past my bedtime. I'm getting old, but it was all good. So today we'll be talking about, today the subject is not allowing someone to trick you out of your position. And this title was inspired by, of course, the Will and Jada incident with Chris Rock. So before we begin, okay. Testing, 1, 2. Okay, today's topic, we will be talking about never getting tricked out of position. And I'm making this a message. This is a brief message. And this message is, I guess you could say it transpired from the Will Smith incident, Will Smith and Chris Rock incident. I don't talk about celebrity per se, but I also like to use some incidents that happen and apply it to everyday people like yourself and myself. So anyway, this is particularly to the men. And if women, if you're listening to, I mean the same thing to you, but particularly my men, because a lot of times we get tricked out of position. Okay, so Will Smith, they're saying he got banned for 10 years from the Oscars. So, people are going back and forth saying, is it worth 10 years? Was 10 years too extreme? That's neither here nor there. I'm not trying to get into the logistics of how long he should be punished. That's not my position. And again, we don't really talk about Hollywood talk like that anyway. So I'm just trying to extract some of the stuff and apply it to the real world. And also, so he's getting, a lot of projects are getting pulled from Netflix that he's involved in or invested in. So again, he's gotten tricked out of his position. Excuse me. So, guys, we have to be careful when it comes to getting tricked out of position. Sometimes, in Will's case, because he's so in love, it's obvious he loved his wife, which every man should. But sometimes when you get to that point where you've been violated, especially publicly, the way she brought him to the round table, the red table, and humiliated this man publicly. The world knew about it. The world heard about this so-called entanglement, which was an affair. This is crazy. This is crazy. This can bring pressure to a man. This can crush a man's ego. This can take a man mentally to dark places that he normally wouldn't go. I'm not justifying his action. I'm just saying it can take him to dark places that he may not want to go. And this is why, as men, we have to think about our actions. We have to think about it very carefully before we act. I disagree with it totally. I know I did a short message on it. I was unsure at first. I thought it was a skit, but apparently it's not. Again, if I was Chris Rock, and he still may sue, for all we know. He still may sue. He just being quiet, absorbing it all. You don't have to necessarily file charges the next day. But guys, we have to particularly be very careful on how we make moves. If you have a woman like this that is pushing you, promoting you to do violence, then I will tell you straight up, leave that situation as soon as possible. She don't love you. She don't care about your well-being. She's only thinking about herself. And another thing was, I heard a lot of sisters, because I didn't let all the dust settle. I heard a lot of sisters talking about he protecting his woman. That's what a man's supposed to do. I even heard the comedian Haddish, of course she's going to join in line with them because she's connected to the Hollywood life and she don't want to turn face because it could stop opportunity in her future. She understands that. But when I hear these sisters out here, these modern day women out here talking about that's what a man's supposed to do. A man's supposed to protect his wife. A man's supposed to protect this woman. But again, protection is defense, not offense. I'm going to repeat that again. Protection is defense, not offense. Meaning, if there's no threat to you or the person that you love, then you should not be offensive because protection is defensive. For those that don't understand that. That's like if you're carrying a weapon. You're not carrying a weapon to go out here and shoot people. You're carrying a weapon legally to protect yourself in case something happened. That is a defensive stance. It's called protecting yourself. It's called self-defense. That's why they call self-defense, because you are defending yourself because you being offended or offense of somebody trying to violate you in any particular way. So that is not protecting your woman. That is being straight foolish at that point. That is being straight foolish. So know the difference, because there is a difference between offense and defense. And again, guys, never lose your position, because you have to understand this here. Losing your position is a domino effect. Losing your position is a domino effect. You have, as men, most of us have responsibilities. We have people that depend upon us. We have a wife. You have your girlfriend, if y'all living together or whatever your arrangement may be. You have children. These children depend on you. So you have to think about the entirety of your action before you go out here and commit any act. And again, I'm all for self-defense by all means. I'm all for it. But that was not a case of a person that was not self-defense. That was somebody just reacting because he had a lot of stuff that was balled up. That's what it appeared to me. So we have to be very mindful and cognizant of not getting tricked out of our position, because again, if we're responsible men, then we have people dependent upon us. And for those who say condone that type of action, somebody just walking up to somebody, slapping somebody, where I'm from, that's somebody going to the cage and somebody going to the grave. That's what it is. Men don't play like that. So for a woman to be pushing somebody to do that and to perpetuate or condone that type of action when it was not necessary, then you might want to look at her a little bit different, because she's not thinking about your well-being. She's not thinking about your freedom. She's not thinking about Hell, somebody could kill you in the midst of you jumping out here, just doing some stunt double type of stuff. Because that's all, it was just a big stunt, at the end of the day. So now you ask yourself, is it worth it? So here this man worked for 20 plus years, the top actor, one of the top actors in Hollywood, straight everything he does, straight box office, numbers always off the roof. Now he's suspended for 10 years. Now they're saying they pulling some of his projects. So now you're slowing down the money. You're slowing down the money. So now I want those who do condone that to ask yourself, now, is that really worth it? He didn't come to Jada. He didn't push Jada. He did not threaten to do anything to her. Again, it was a joke. But back to the real world, and I'm talking to everyday men who have things to lose. If you have that job, don't let nobody trick you out of your position. Even if you're on your job, you got people trying to trick you out of position while you're on the job. So it's not just a relationship thing either. So you have to be mindful of that. Don't let people trick you out of your position. Know where you're going, know your purpose, and stay on it. Don't let nobody deviate where you're trying to go in your path, because only you know where you're trying to go. And there's nobody rooting for you more than you root for yourself. So, guys, we have to use our brains right now. And I'm saying this because it's a lot of good guys in prison because they didn't just stop and think. There's a lot of good guys that are dead because they moved off of impulse and they didn't think it all the way through. Hey, this is a message, a very short message, particularly to the guys. Girls, if you want to get something from it, women, that's fine. But this is particularly for the guys. We cannot afford to get tricked out of our position. On that note, I'm out.